Yeah, that's the way it goes on this patch here, the farming Senna, or diet Senna sometimes if you fall really far behind. Don't want to really see that.
Would have been good if barrel hooked someone as, Showmaker.
Well, he's going to find Peanut. I don't think he meant to find him. And that's going to be a kill that is given over to Zeka just like that. Before 3 minutes, Peanut just showing up. Gives us some Pengus as well. Very happy with this play. And there's no
possible bait here.
Delight. Yeah.
Barrel does still have his heal available.
This looks very obvious, but Delight doesn't have flash, so even if it's obvious, he might just still die. As Delight about to get knocked up here by the Xin Zhao. And a bit of more damage would have done it, but they can't put the damage in, and now Barrel is too far forward, and Peanut comes in. Lucid goes back in, actually, as does Delight, and Delight's going to go down. Peanut does finish off the kill, but now we got to flash forward here from aiming. The Root comes in, and Viper is in a lot of trouble. He gets taken out. And the bottom side of the map here for DK is looking strong. Very good about taking strong trades like that. Shu, though, he's just fine himself. You know, he's just going to clear out the wave. I say that, though. Zeus is going in. He's thinking about it. He wants to kill the solo, but he's taking so much damage.
Oh!
The flash misses! Oh, no, Shu! Not like this! And Zeus says, thank you very much. I will collect $200 as I pass go. Going to get another solo kill. He is #1 in the LCK for round 2, so he's just going to add to that number. Zeus now in the bottom lane, and I think this Jace is just fine into Senna Nautilus. Not a lot of pressure there, especially with the whole team coming in. As now, going in is Lucid, but he's up against 3 people. He's just in there by himself, and Zeka's like, hey man, you're by yourself.
Obviously, they don't know for sure whether Peanut is still doing the Dragon. Dragon's going to go over. And the early lead that DK found with the bot side skirmish has already been negated. And just one of those plays obviously is not going to be enough. And this lane fell behind early due to the gang. Not able to join them on the play, and Lucid not respecting the possibility. He was looking for a player towards these grubs as well. And I think OPLoLReplay is just going to give them the one.
Yeah, we'll give them the one. We saw before we went into the replay, actually, Lucid did start it up by himself, but obviously had to back away as his team didn't have control. But at least he does get the consolation prize of the 1 grub.
Hey, Corky's there. No, Corky's not even there anymore. Oh, the TP. He does have his Rift Maker, but this is looking dicey.
Yeah, he is going to dash away. Peanut's dash.
I guess he's fine for now.
He's fine for now. They're still just bleeding plates, though, as Needle's now going to come out here. Shu looks like he is okay. He clears out the wave. Peanut's still fighting him. There's the stun, and the ult comes in as Zeus does come back. It is a bit of a 1v2. Shu is just fine for now. Peanut taking a lot of damage.
Actually, well done. Because of the damage he did, he's just trying desperately to do enough damage so that they can't just straight up dive him. Is the TP?
Yeah, the TP comes in. Oh, the mist's going to keep him alive. And now the ult comes out from the Senna, and Showmaker on the Ahri. He's just cleaning up house. As Peanut goes down, it's a double kill, as they do not respect the Ahri teleport.
And that was all Shu.
Doing a great job of keeping it even, keeping it close.
A lot of people here.
Yeah, we even have a TP now, so Zeus, or rather Zeka, heard me, and he's like, well, I'll use my TP now. Shu in a lot of trouble. You're not getting out of this one. 4v1 under the turret, but at the same time, DK are going to look to push mid. It is a Senna, though, so you're kind of just tickling,
look at her go.
The turret. It's not really doing much, but they are going to get a free Rift Herald and damage on the top turret as well.
Bit unfortunate, Shu there, not really expecting this heavy of an overload, because that clears enough if it's just Peanut. But with this many people on that side of the map, take that down. Mid also not actually going to go down, but a good amount of damage done here for DK, and they should be able to trade that top turret as well.
Yeah, top turret goes down, mid is extremely low. The one other thing I'm looking at is the feats of strength, where they're both very close, 1 objective away. These teams should have their eye on. So in about 2 minutes, might see a play over that Mountain Dragon, as Peanut just going to throw in an ult to not die. It's a very long lane. You know, they push up, they take a lot of damage, and Lucid is going to push for more. He's actually going very deep for this.
Oh, that is a lot of Sumscon, though.
Yeah.
So they didn't get the kills and the snowball that I think they were looking for. As Lucid, I think just trying to cancel backs because they want to try and turn this. Just a little early for Dragon. So they are going to get the mid lane turret, though. Value out of it. Playing a Senna when you have a shield on top of the healing that you provide as well. As Delight, he is looking, has flash available for a big angle, as does Zeka.
Their damage on this dragon is so slow from DK.
Oh, the poke.
With the Senna. Beryl really trying a hard force for that one. He's going to totally miss, but he does eat the Sejuani ult, taking a ton of damage though now. As you and Lucid are pretty deep, the rest of the team not quite in there. A lot of needle damage though, and the Senna ult over the top, and now they get that hook on Zeus, who is going to have to flash away. Dragon also goes to DK, and this one is looking good.
Resets!
Resets are coming in. That's a second kill. Showmaker once more. And Zeus just trying to do some burst on his way out, but he will go down. The charm, the insta-cleanse. But look at this, they both died aiming under the turret. DK with the clean 5-for-0 ace in this game.
Is game 1 DK back?
Yes.
We're not gonna make any judgments about the rest of the, but game 1 DK was a meme for a reason. And 5-for-0 out of nowhere against Humble.
Given for free to DK. There is a TP.
Oh,
they're just gonna try to rush Nash.
Yeah.
As aiming is coming on over. They do have Varus, lethality, or not lethality, on-hit Varus with, of course, lethal tempo.
They'll be able to get in here.
So they have so much damage. Like, look at that health bar. There's nothing that Beryl can do. As Showmaker comes on in, but the smite is going to be good. That is the Baron over, but already Viper's dead. And Peanut as well, just going to go down. Zeka left here, as the rest of the team is just abandoning ship. And Zeka, it's only a matter of time for him to go down here as well. So 3 kills in the trade for Baron. I think Homolife will be okay with that, but let's see what DK can get off of the back of these kills.
But as Veldas is so nicely pointing out to
Triple
me,
kill for Showmaker.
that is 21 stacks on the Magi, so now that conversation is a lot. Actually, get something going, as we do see Zeka.
He's going to go for the sweep here, but already standing on Malignant. There is a turret to come up, but he's all alone. We got TP coming up here, though. And DK saying, all right, thank you for the TP. We'll back away. Delight deciding to go in, and Beryl's going to flash away from the chains. Lucid now goes in without his team, but is incredibly strong. Has a Senna behind him, but I think he might have gone too far. He's going to be picked off, and Delight is still alive. Needle's coming out here. Shiyu looking to lead the charge as he does get backed away. Peanut taking a ton of damage here, but no further kills just yet. Both of these teams on the tightrope. Beryl does get the hook in here, but the follow-up not... Okay, there it is. Was a bit off screen. Shiyu now is just going to run them down. And aiming is able to flash away to get away from Zeka. And yes, Beryl dies, but it's just more kills for Showmaker, more stacks for him, and more kills for the team. Viper trying to take some of those stacks away, but again, the arm guard is here. Rest of the team, though, kind of running away from him. Aiming coming on up, but a little bit scared of him. Showmaker going in, going out. And they really want these kills, but they're very scared about doing it. There's another one. Showmaker gets the reset.
The arrow?
He's holding on to the arrow here. He knows he wants to take those stacks away, but he's not going to be able to. And that's just another kill here to Showmaker as DK are wiping the floor with Halma now.
Zeka. And the fact that Delight just stays in this as well, just waiting off the side to maybe go for something as maybe a bit of an overstep here, but the charm onto Azir.
Yep, here we go again. Zeka out of position, taken down. They don't have any more stacks to give over to Showmaker, so they just give the kill to anyone.
This is Humble Life on blue side as well.
Yeah, we'll see it again here in game 2, it looks like. Peanut going in, he's still level 13. Not really able to do too much. Throws an ult in just to try to survive, but that is Viper not able to play the game. Peanut as well taken down. This Ahri is legendary, and nobody can stop him. The amount of damage with the 25 stacks of the Magi's is just disgusting. 9-1-9 is Showmaker, and this is quickly turning into a very one-sided stomp as DK will be able to take game 1 in this best-of-3 series.
A Saturday showdown that might actually deliver Veldas when DK's involved. Humbol's composition outside of the Jhin is very short range, so they are going to have to kind of run into you. I kind of like the DK comp here. I think the amount of kiteback that they have available into a composition that doesn't really have a choice. Again, toy Cho'Gath, because he's just a really awkwardly walking toy.
So DK do not know about this, but aiming checks and misses. So now everybody's coming out of the brush. That's Cleanse already out of aiming, and there's not much that Showmaker can do with just a Z. That's first blood over to Viper's Jhin already.
Gonna be feeling good about this one if you're Humble Life. Showmaker also taking a good amount of damage. Obviously not in a position to trade back, just has to kind of eat this. Even without the Q-Max, Cho's ability to farm from a distance is okay. So he'll be able to at least get a little bit of resources. See what the wave state is though, because if Lucid doesn't make his way up at all, I don't know at what point Shiu is going to be able to fix this. So that is something, but they do get an early Drake here. Does DK for their troubles.
Yeah, trouble.
Yeah, he's definitely dead.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if he can outplay to maybe take a kill. I don't think he can clear the wave from a distance.
Oh, they're trying to dive here. As Lucid just going on the bottom side. You see the ult come in. That's first blood, or rather second blood, going over to DK. And Shiu not dying just yet. The damage is not there. Zeka not gonna be able to tank it up. Has to back, and Delight goes down too as Showmaker Roam to the top lane, picks up a free one.
As notorious tank hater Jay.
Yeah.
Talia, both Talia and Peanut will still be fine, right? Wukong does kind of shred through tanks once he gets his core, but not going to be getting too much. And DK are setting up and are going to get this second Dragon Valdez. And as long as it's not Chemtech, Ocean. I guess Ocean also is a little.
It's Chemtech.
Well, I know we're getting the cam, right? We have to.
This is a Nico getting engaged on here. Beryl not in a great spot, but he is just going to walk this. Okay, aiming, not going to block for that. Seemed like a very straight up one, but he elected not to. Instead, he said, I'm the 80 carry. I'm not going to block for you. Always a good thing to look at. Showmaker in a bit of trouble here is going to try to flash away, and even with the Roa against 3 people, he will go down. We do have Lucid trying to join on in, but he's going to get knocked back. Delight in a rough spot as the spear gets him, but at the same time, it's 2 for 1, and they get free time with this turret. Even picking up 1 plate before it does go down, so Humble Life going to like this trade.
Pretty big win there for Hanwha. Nicely done. Able to both punish Showmaker and then Lucid in an attempt to save his mid laner. Ends up going down. Viper, I think, picked up an assist there as well. Would have gone over the wall, but unfortunately...
If he gets over the wall, maybe. But if he doesn't and gets bounced, then probably not. Delight just dies here. Not sure exactly how that originated, but it does mean that this Rift Herald will go over to DK. Still a very close game in terms of gold, but DK are getting all the objectives.
Well, they also can turn this, I think, into Dragon Pressure, right? Because it's very early on still, so you can play for this topside turret because Delight is dead.
Zeka.
That was very unnecessary. Well, Hanwha, okay. DK are actually playing the map well. They have double globals, right? I want to give them credit for that, even though Hanwha Life found a nice counterpunch on bot.
We do have a setup here for the first Chemtech Drake. Rift Herald going mid for pressure. And Hanwha Life, I mean, this is just 1 Drake. We'll see if they do. This is the Realm Orb comes in. He's just gonna, not eat it. Messes up the timing, but it's still a fight that is good for DK. Zeka in a lot of trouble. Some shots do go into the Cho'Gath though, as they finally do take out Zeka, but are they too deep is the question. Peanut's gonna flash away, and Zeus is leading the charge here. Beryl in a very awkward spot, and should eventually be taken down. But look at the right side of this fight as a bunch of damage going into Delight. Lucid just trying to survive. He gets chopped down by the Wukong. And now Showmaker going 1v3. Not the best spot for him. Should eventually be taken down. Double kill, and the Root comes in onto aiming. But he is Ezreal, and he gets away.
Hanwha Life with a big punchback point. And Shiu, we see how long it takes to get him down. But because he's isolated from the rest of his team, his tankiness doesn't really have any inherent value, and that is going to be a big counter punch. A lot of turrets being taken there as Zeka, I think on the receiving end of an ultimate, but he just walks it off. And it would have been a lot better, but instead they try to salvage a situation and it doesn't work.
Now, speaking of Beryl dying, they're going to let him die this time. There's no turret in mid, no turret in top. Hanwha Life got that after the Drake fight, so...
At least a little bit of danger as a blue buff fight? In my LCK?
Our teams love fighting over blue buff nowadays.
Maybe a deep TP from Showmaker?
All right, well, the blue buff's going for a little walk as the TP is not very deep, and now we have Lucid very deep in there as the Nico is going to peel very well for this, though. Hanwha Life are going so deep into this jungle.
Ryze is here.
Now, Ryze does get here. Beryl the first to go down, but that's just Beryl. But now Shiu in the front line can't do anything, just 100-0'd in a stun lock position. Delight, though, is just going to die? Don't know how Lucid managed that, but now the Root comes down and Viper will collect as this Jhin 5-0-5. Nobody has dealt with him yet.
Showmaker, that would have been enough. to try and turn the tides, but not going to be the case. And now Hanwha Life, oh, but certainly picking up this Otacon, get the soul point. But if they don't deal with Viper, they are not winning. If Viper did use his flash, that is a big deal.
Yeah. Gonna engage on a barrel once again, who does get that belt off, but he does flash away now. Aiming has to flash over the wall himself, and the engage comes in from Zeus, and the knockback here from Zeka. It's the 1-2 punch that gets them in position to take this Drake down. A couple of kills go to HLE. This DK very much falling apart now to the engage of Hanwha Life Esports.
Pulling the shots, and DK aren't ready. Taking these fights in these narrow corridors. Like, yes, you have Ryze and Nico, but they have Taliyah and Wukong and Jin. Deficit will be able to catch up a little bit once that comes through, but feels like the moment might have passed for DK. I still think their late game is good, but this mid game is just not making it work.
Aiming's just being bullied right now. He tries to step up to the Jin, and Viper shows him who's boss.
It's Viper's Jin.
That was all Jin.
This whole game feels like it's been a lot of that.
Viper does kind of decide for his team sometimes that he's just going to carry and win. That does happen relatively often. And this game really fell apart for DK through the mid game. To get the dragon, didn't get the dragon.
Rolting.
And immediately died. Here comes Viper, the flash on in, immediate cleanse. Meanwhile, we've got Delight making plays up on the top side, and they don't even get Viper, who just walks it off and laughs at them. Now the wall's going to come down. Aiming being attacked from so many different angles, and he doesn't get to play the game. Xiu here is just walking. He is just walking.
It was the Hail Mary. I think Showmaker tried to Realm Warp behind Viper as well, with Lucid coming on the deal, and then Showmaker's Realm Warp got interrupted and just died. They found him. They snuffed him out. And now the game certainly going to the game number 3 that we were expecting, Valdez.
Yeah, it's looking like it. They're not going to end it just now because we do have Baron in 20 seconds. So gonna back away, spend that gold, go take an objective, and then end the game.
I think that they got out-team fought really, really hard.
And it's hard to say because I feel like every game we have Cho'Gath, it just falls flat on his face like this. And it feels like an execution issue, but maybe at this point it's like, is Cho'Gath too hard for our teams?
Against Hanwha in the LCK Cup, which was off the back of the Mbessa. As the Lucid, I mean, he's still maybe going to give it a go, but there's uh-oh.
Yeah, they're pulling off the Baron here. Yeah, he goes in, and then he goes out, down into the Death Chamber. In goes Zeus now. Looking for an angle here on a Xiu, no doubt. The rest of the team is not following this. Delight is now making his way in, but Zeus doesn't take damage from these two, especially. Delight comes in, wall comes down. Now Xiu in a lot of trouble, a knockback comes down. And again, Zeus is kind of unkillable. We do have the knockup from Xiu on the left side, but it's not going to matter. The wallets are just too heavy, and Zeus is just tanking the turret as he TPs into mid lane.
Looked a little rough for Hanwha early on, but in the team fights, DK was absolutely no match for them. Kind of a stump.
Will Zeus die? Yes, he will. Flash on in. It's over.
It's fine. If Viper somehow died in the ruckus, then maybe, but not going to be the case. DK still in the cursed timeline as a Showmaker, having a little bit of fun with it as he gets taken out. I don't mind what DK have, but I also think that they kind of like the Corki and the Cassante for me are. I'm not the biggest fan of. The early level of Alistar really makes it tough, but Jinx obviously does have a range advantage over the Xayah. But we saw the early trades went pretty well for Viper and the Life, so looks like they are not going to be too bothered. And the early leads for Hanwha, slow and steady being built out here.
Yeah. First Drake Infernal feels pretty good for this comp. Got an Ocean Drake next. Zeka engaged Corki. Jumps straight into the Chaos Storm. Pressure in the top lane. I think they can just do it. Peanut is here. Just gonna say hello. Zeka making his way over.
Roaming over as well. Peanut did get that one.
Yeah.
We didn't want to continue is the big question. Doesn't look like it.
Might available for him,
so yeah, he's never, should never lose that, especially not with the execute on E. Go over to DK as well. Aiming true to his namesake.
Just a mark here too. Lucid's just getting free marks this game. 4 marks for free?
Can they get it? He just, smote.
Well, Peanuts.
But they do still have control of the area. Like, this is worth fighting for DK.
Yeah. I think they can wait for the cooldown.
Smite.
No.
Yeah, they're going to get it.
4 marks already.
For free.
4 Pyoshiks.
But go it later. Because the early AP on your first item finish, I actually think matters a lot. I think once you get deeper into the game, like 10 AP is not going to be a difference maker. This is going to be the turret going over. And Corki is still in a really good spot. Showmaker not really able to keep up with Zeka. Another 10 minutes, right? The Cole cash out is going to come. We're going to have Showmaker transform his... and there you go. Seraph's transform. They get a free objective as well. And the only read I can make with this is that Hanwha feel like their scaling is equal. I think Hanwha Life are feeling pretty good about this. Jinx not that scary just yet.
I mean, you gotta press some buttons. You gotta press some buttons. You gotta force Kindred ults. You gotta do something. But it is very difficult to engage into this comp against Kindred and Alistair. As now we got in the front line, Shu in a bit of trouble, but he is Yorick. The redemption comes out. And that is going to get them healed up quite a bit, but Lucid's still here. Barrel running out of his ult. He's got to back away. He goes back in and just dies first blood at 17 minutes and 47 seconds. And Lucid is sticking around, trying to get the smite here. We got the ult down.
Aiming!
Oh man, the Feathers did way too much, but here comes Showmaker. Gets a couple of kills, and Peanut can't do anything against this Victor as the shield comes in. And oh man, the spear's going to miss. Maybe if it hits, he can do something. Showmaker, desperate for that, does nearly 6,000 damage in the fight. That was a very good angle. Now that I've seen the lines, I understand now.
Oh.
It all makes sense now. It is hard to make sense of it sometimes, though. Lucid coming in here, and he's got Showmaker with him. That is a ton of damage on a Peanut.
Yeah, he has Lichbane. There's a TP behind them.
It's Corki.
That's Corki.
I mean, Zeka is level 13, but he's, flanking Corki. Now on the front line, though, Showmaker, he's just being bullied. He gets burst down, and Barrel's like, I'll go with you too, why not? Maiden is here. Shu does not want to split push, as he has been here for all of the fights.
Is that Otacon? He's huge. A mid-game disaster for them. That's going to be Otacon going over here for sure. Kind of blowout-y games. Game 1 was, or Game 2 rather, was close for a longer amount, but still once Hanwha Life started winning, we did kind of know. The flanking Yorick is the deadliest. And outside of Rakan, the engage from Hanwha Life isn't that crazy. It's mostly just a poke. So I think they should play for this and just have Shiu push inside. They're not going to do that. He's going to flank. We're fighting, Valdez!
Flanking Yorick! Oh no!
My LCK! It happens more often than you think.
It's every day. And might just be flipping this objective. Hanwha Life are being pushed off of this by the Yorick, in fact. Guliwall going to put Zeus in a really awkward spot. And this is just going to go over to Peanut as the smite comes out early from Lucid. And now Viper was flanking? I don't know, he's very out of this fight. He's not doing damage, and they just press forward. DK, they want to take out Zeka, but the knock into the wall, this Cassante is doing quite a lot, but the rest of the team is just being burned. And that should be Zeus eventually going down here to Aiming, who did get excited. And now we have the TP to the bottom side as Shu picks up the triple kill, and now he can split push.
I don't know how that happened. That fight was a bit of a mess. I am unsure. Why was Viper flanking? How did Lucid? Because I'm pretty sure he missed the spite by like a lot. I think it was like 200 when Peanut got it.
200.
A lot of mistakes in that fight. Not quite sure what happened. We're gonna see it in the replay. But when all is said is done, DK didn't need this dragon. They did get the bot lane in it. But at least you would have gotten that topside turret. Now you still get it, but takes a lot longer. Like, okay, that was a bad idea. We shouldn't have done that. That was funny.
As long as we realize it fast, you know.
Yeah, true.
Doesn't stick around too long.
I am not surprised.
Just let it go.
But
it's already gone. Hanwha Life are doing you a favor. Oh, the Jinx Rocket! The Jinx Rocket! We were just talking about it. We were just talking about it. And now the kiting is coming out here. Zeus in an awkward spot. Is he able to hop over And he is going to flash.
But he actually generated a ton of pressure.
Yeah.
He was able, I think that was one of the reasons why we saw Viper just go to the other. Because if the Yorick ever gets on top of you, you are just screwed. Yeah. And just a bot lane inhib, if you're not able to turn that into any meaningful Baron threat, then it doesn't really matter that much.
I mean, you can see the Life are trying to set up vision here around this Baron, and they've rushed Barons before. They tried to do it against Gen G, and they're going to try to do it here. And as you mentioned, they have just a ton of damage here. Beryl is going to get some vision. It's already at half health.
Are we flipping it against Jinx and Kindred? I don't know about that.
Looks like it. Right over the wall. It's so easy for Lucid. It's just free. And he's got his ult to stay alive. Zeus is being kited out here. Does not go down just yet, and Kindred does hit the floor. Beryl also going to die. Aiming. Excited. It's a 3v4, but nobody can deal with aiming. This Delight is just running. Oh, that was very close to getting aiming. Oh, there you go. The ghoul gets it. And now aiming. And they're just all running away. And eventually, they will die. The cats are getting in there. And he steps on the choppers. It's free.
Are we on a different timeline? Is it happening? After all this time? Did they diverge far enough?
I'm a believer.
Oh, it's only Viper. His clear is good, but he's playing into Baron. GA is there.
He's got GA. Maybe he can try to go in and clear the wave, but against Baron, I don't think it's going to happen, but he has to try. He just has to go in, and, well, eventually he dies. But that was a foregone conclusion, as he will res and immediately die again. This game is over as the Nexus goes down. DK take down Life esports in 2-1 fashion.
And they have Nautilus to kind of tie it all together with the Sejuani. It's a really good 2v2 unit as well. And it's one of those comps where you have a lot of CC, but going Mercs doesn't feel that great because you're playing into Yone, right? Like, it doesn't do anything for the knock-up. You like an announcer voice, like crab fight.
That's what I did. Dudu nearly dying here. The exhaust is almost there. Doran probably wishing he had flash.
Oh, I'm right over too late.
What about right now? You just drinking water?
Just water.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just a water drinker. Nothing too crazy.
Yep. Water Walter with us today. DNF is just going to flash away from that one life. Just says, no, I would rather not fight. Whereas T1 are very much wanting to fight. Double stun comes through. Now Berserker's going to flash away. Life in a really rough spot, but it is a Nautilus. As Bulldog comes over, the Nagamana carry is big. The bullet time, though, in a Pyoshik is bigger. And eventually he will go down as Faker picks up that kill in the 2-for-1 trade. T1 definitely going to enjoy that right before the Grubs do spawn.
For DNF.
They're just going to get it.
Yep.
T1 are like, nah, we're not interested. It's an infernal into an ocean. It's why slumps happen. We do have Doran finding Dudu, who now he's got his equalizer, but he's kind of just on the run here with this phase rush. The exhaust not able to do all too much. He's going to hit the needles this time as he dashes forward. One more auto would do it, but Dudu even able to burn a bit as Doran gets very close to dying. Attacks are also going to do a lot of damage, so it just feels like it shores up one of the potential weaknesses of T1's draft. And so he's really just loving his position now. If it does go too late, though, the Senna is going to be an issue, as the Impale will come down after the smite due to no flash here, just trying to walk this one off. But Pyoshik in good position this time. In comes Faker, though, and he cleans up the battle, as Pyoshik now alone against 4 people, but the TP is coming in. As now Bulldog, looking for the angle, is going to ult, but it just gets flashed away from him. He's flashing in, he wants the kill, and he's just gonna die. Life goes in, and he gets locked into the wall as well. Faker's on a streak already. A killing spree of 3, and the engage there from DNF does not pay off.
A for effort, C for concept, and E for execution there for DNF. Unfortunately, not quite working out. Despite their, that was, well, tried their hardest.
It feels like we can say, oh, they're being too passive, but then when they go in, it's not looking good because the execution isn't good. As Guma just gonna get caught, just straight up caught here in the bush. Can they actually kill him? Yes, they can. As now Faker's making his way over. That was a very interesting ult from the Sejuani. Berserker just hitting 2 walls, and the Impale on the right side of the fight is huge. Bulldog does get over there, does get a kill onto the support, but Life is definitely dead, as is Pyoshik. Not the cleanest fight, But Guma does bait them into a really rough spot as now Bulldog, he's getting run down here by the mid and jungle duo. Owner going to lock him into the wall, and that is going to be the end of him as Faker 4-0-5 already.
Yes. So actually, you guys helped me out a lot.
No problem.
I got a turret. That's nice.
I feel like Atlas really leading the charge on that one.
Yep.
Dudu is dead underneath the turret. They're even going to use the Impale here. Doran underneath the turret will be fine. So 2v1, and with no Baron especially, and no Otacon spawned, of course Owner can just be there. And diving the turret from this far ahead, they're set. And so they're not really finding angles to engage at this point, especially down about 7,500 gold.
Yeah, T1 could do Otacon. I think we've reached that point where they're fed enough. I respect that they don't.
Fight over the blue. A bunch of damage goes into Pyosik. Impale hits only life, but it seems like they have the damage so much used just to kill the Nautilus. But T1 is that far ahead that they can expend all of their abilities. Yeah, I think the wall just stops them. Although it is Sejuani, so they have to be careful about Pyosik, and the wall is not going to wall him off, but Faker himself will get the job done. Bulldog does go in, the engage comes out, but look at that ult from the Yone. Bulldog keeps all of them away from the Rel engage. As Keria, maybe just a little bit of zoning as well, just making sure everybody gets out alive. Either way, the follow-up wasn't there, and the Otacon does go to T1.
But bounties for DNF, which is something. They get the turret. If they did...
Well, we got a little fight here as this time it's going to be Faker who's caught. Not sure how he got himself into that predicament. But that's a big shutdown now. Didn't see who the kill went over to, but either way, it's a lot of gold going over to DNF. And this was pretty much an unlosable game.
Bounty.
Yeah, it's another bounty. It's going to delay the Dragon Soul. I mean, we only had 2 dragons up to this point, which is pretty low. But either way, it's still a nice little win here for DNF. Never say never.
So as I said earlier, clearly the game is not over yet. The same trap.
Uh-oh.
It's just this. He knows, right? Right?
Yes. Well, he's still going to get flashed on. And here comes Bulldog. Uh-oh, that was a very interesting combo. Either way, Faker trying to flash away from this one. Impale is big with Keria coming in over the top. The bullet time is huge. As T1, they gather up. They use all their ultimates together, and their wombo combo is the better one. The equalizer is good, but they don't really have the damage. Bulldog goes back in as he says, well, I'm probably not getting out of this one. Or at least that's what I hope he said. And now Dudu being chased down. Pretty fast and actually decently tanky. T1 still going to win the fight and take out the jungler, so now they get a free Baron.
If that ult hits and Faker dies, maybe that fight is salvageable. But the anti-synergy in DNF remains
So
very
life
strong.
hooked him out of the ult, right?
Yes. Oh my god, that's not good, Valdez. I'm not playing, and that hurt me.
It was a painful moment that we all had to experience together.
You had, the ult was, they would not...
Yeah. I know. Bulldog is probably not very happy. As he had the lineup, it was very nicely set up by Life. You know, the gank itself was fine, but the hook was obviously not. And that was your opportunity to take out Faker once again. Do have an objective bounty on the bottom side of the map. No one seems to be here, but with the Baron, T1 are looking for more than denying bounties. They want to win this game. Faker pushing mid, rest of the team in the top lane. And the timing of this is very good. They're going to crash at the exact same time, and the wall is going to come down here. So now, Seismic Shove is going to miss, but you've got all sorts of other engage, although that mostly hits a Sejuani. As now, TP coming in, Keria having to flash away. Knocked into the wall is Doran, but the Impale is going to get Bulldog. And the wallets, I think, are just a bit too heavy. Doran able to just run at them. As Pyosik, one by one, the dominoes do fall. Pyosik being the last one. And that's a triple kill here for Doran. And a final kill does go to Guma. And that will be the game that we thought was over a while ago. Had some bumps, some bruises, but T1 will win in the end.
That's domestic Doran, baby. Coming in hot on the Gwen.
I see.
Engages.
Yeah. No, they have engaged
Cyan.
Braum.
Yes, exactly. They have Pillar.
2 max damage Braum.
They have Pillar, Engage, Braum, and Cyan. Cyan is fine, but like not great, right? But if you told me, you know, like a month ago,
Does he just die? He's going to flash, and now Doran is going to hop away and heal himself.
That too is Doran.
He's going to be happy that Pyosik isn't here yet.
Dead.
Yeah, he's just dead. He flashes, and Pyosik is there. It's first blood. And Pyosik on the Trundle getting first blood. And we've had a lot of 5-gamers. You know, it's not as bad as the cringe 8-gamer from Challengers. That was the worst.
That is way worse.
When you could have had 9 and then some team gets a 2-0 and
so
you're like,
what did you hate more? When the first series was a 2-0 or when it comes down to the final game and then you don't make it?
I felt like, especially for Wolf and I.
Back to lane for Dudu there.
Boom. All right, we're going in. No flash here for Bulldog. The timing is good, and there you go. There's the execution. That's the engage. That T1 will pull off many a time. And they pick up a kill here for Keria.
Don't interact with that lane. Don't give him the satisfaction where you didn't get the full wave.
Yeah, also there's a TP coming in. As they're trying to punish the Scion. He doesn't have ult. He does have flash. Will he use it is the question. Gonna try to flash the wall, and the disengage cone is not going to work. In goes Doran, just follows him on the disengage and picks up the kill. So this time Dudu flew a little bit too close to the sun.
And you could all hear Brendan Valdez chuckle with rapturous glee.
Yeah.
As the disengage cone didn't do its job.
Well, the pillar is going to do its job. Knocks him into the stun. Faker 100% dead, just going for the minions. And eventually, Bulldog will kill him.
Battle Bard.
Battle Bard. I mean, let's see how these fights go. Owner's just going to go in onto the Victor once again. We don't see the shockwave coming out until a little bit later, and finally it goes off. But now Guma's here, and the culling is doing quite a lot, and this Bard ultimate is going to catch them. Can they follow up with some damage? Double flash comes out from those guys. The sun comes in from Keria, and life is finally going to be taken out. DNF still sticking around, even though they didn't have Berserker. Does not go well for them.
Well, not Bulldog dying rather quickly, but taken out of the fight, so he couldn't really do too much more. If Berserker's there, then maybe, but instead I try to disengage, but you're playing it to Bard, so like disengaging is obviously not really going to be a thing that you can easily do.
Could look to just combo. You know, you got Hexplate. I feel like any opportunity you get, wherever Faker is, Owner should just go there and look to ult. As here we go once again, going to go in onto Braum, as life just accepts
Ghosting!
He is...
He's running!
He's very fast, you know? It's going to delay a little bit of time. It's not going to matter all too much as Kerry just ults himself. Does he get away here from the Trundle? Looks like maybe no, as even the shield not going to help. Pyosik with the subjugation is still in a 1v2, but here's Berserker trying to make things interesting. Gonna flash. Nearly had the angle there on Guma with the double. That was very cute. As now Bulldog makes his way over and T1 will respect. I say that, Faker's still fighting this one. He's going to eat a Chaos Storm. Doesn't want to flash. He will be just fine.
Well, actually, that's not true.
A damage AP carry.
Well, no, they have a damage dealer. It's just Pyosik. Who does actually do a good amount of munching there. As Doran, did he die in what was effectively a 1v1? Yes. Everyone is waiting on everyone.
All right, we're doing the combo.
Taking the bait.
Is it happening? It's not really happening. The shockwave is only going to hit the Trundle, and now Owner in a really rough spot here. Keria not able to help him either, and it's more money to the Trundle. Fed Trundle 3-0. Pyosik carry angle. He's got Warden's Mail.
Gets a chomp on the turret. That's Trundle's favorite thing to do.
And you saw how little damage the shockwave does to the Trundle at this point in the game. Everybody else is AD.
Yeah, Faker also in Roa.
Yeah. And this isn't going to get any better. I mean, this is the way this matchup goes, so always fun.
Also, Doran can TP, but he is AD in Italy. Do you really want to do that?
No.
I'm not so sure.
Are they going to go in? No. Well, kind of. Keria goes in, and I don't really know why. Berserker going to get a free kill.
I didn't actually see, but I'm telling you right now, I think he tried to smite it away. Because he's Bard and he has some spell.
Okay, there you go. The Smite Steel Bard did not work out, though.
Really,
it's still money in the bank for Berserker.
Yeah, that's valid.
And now they're sieging turrets. And the combo is going to come in here. This time it does connect, but just going to go golden is the Trundle, as now that front line is being torn apart. Pyosik goes down, and Owner gets away with this flash. So the siege doesn't quite work out this time for DNF. has been laning against AD Nidalee.
Oh, it's horrible. It's so sad.
This has been his experience of the game.
I do think, instead of Unending Despair, just go warm-ups. I'm not even memeing.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea. Now we do have the Trundle here, so Doran just going to hop over the wall, and the pillar does come down. And if this stun hits, maybe, but now Owner is coming in, and now the follow-up with the Scion ults, and they do get the punish. And nothing on the top side for T1 to take except that Otacon, but they're not in position to do so. So that's going to relieve some of that pressure.
There is so Spirit Visage, I'm not the biggest fan of here.
Right.
Like, I know it's good on Trundle because of your the amount of healing you do, but like T1 is just playing to ult Bulldog and murder him. Because getting on Berserker is going to be so much harder.
Yeah.
That's going to be the second Hextech Drake going over to DNF. I'm slowly starting to come around, Veldas.
Yeah, you're beginning to believe. Here we go again. They are going to find the one guy that they are looking for, that is Bulldog, and he gets feared right at the very end. As Carrier going on into this one, he has a Blast Cone, and Kuma's going to send him in. It doesn't quite matter, though, as Berserker, the last auto from Faker, gets him down. And, well, maybe a Baron angle here for T1 after a couple of kills.
No longer believing. I Carrier's just styling on them. And some of these bar plays didn't end up working out, but that one gets them a Baron. We'll see if Pioshi can make his way over. Dudu, yeah, he doesn't have... He has his ult, but he's obviously not going to make his way over as... Pioshi is really fast.
He's taking on the world!
And he does have Sundered Sky. Wait to give me the... Oh my god, that was... He could have gone in.
Yeah,
He could have actually stolen it. Like that. Carrier!
Where some of that gold lead is pretty fake. Might even be able to kill Doran here. Let's see. I mean, they got 3 people coming down. Doran is still trading with
I guess
this
they
one.
lose
I feel
Otacon.
like he might have even lost 1v1. But now with 3 of them down here, it's just going to be the end of him. Dudu picks up that kill. And the Otacon eventually will go over to T1.
Okay, but this is one of those games where they can actually contest Otacon. Like, they're not behind. They're not behind. It's 1K.
So we're committed to believing in them, but maybe DNF isn't. Not cleared out the vision. Banana Brush Control also going to T1. And the last couple of Drakes, DNF to get. Carrier with the engage here. They're just going right to that back line as the flash away, but the follow-up from Owner, but he's not going to get the kill. Finally, Guma gets in there, but now it's Guma way behind the play, and nobody's able to help him. Zoned away by the Chaos Storm as Dudu gonna cut that ult short, just trying to keep Bulldog protected. We'll see if he can do that. As Vic Stun is gonna come down. And look at Pioshik just going to town. Up on the top side, gets the kill on a Faker. But Bulldog is getting supremely low and finally gets taken out here by Doran, who will also be taken down though. Guma.
He hit the Q!
The only one that can do damage at this point in time. Dudu on the chase. It's going to be a kill, a shutdown for Dudu. And DNF are very much in this game as they look at their 3rd Hextech Drake.
You just gotta believe!
I never stop believing.
Let it be known, Brendan Veldas never stopped believing in them. I most certainly did.
Do they care? Life has smite, Carrier has smite. TPs are coming in. Our top laners have joined. And Owner does not have flash.
3 seconds on the ult!
3 seconds on the ult. And the Bard is going to keep it alive. It's just a total flip with smites all over the place. It goes to T1, but Owner immediately dies, and so will Carrier, as Dudu is chasing Guma. And eventually, Dudu cannot deal Guma cannot deal damage to Dudu. It can't happen. And he can't even dash over the wall. Dudu just solo kills him. And yeah, T1 got the Baron, but DNF are sitting pretty. 3 Hextech Drakes, 3 more kills on the board for them.
Lays, and then
we're just diving. We're just diving Faker. He's just here. He's just dead. Already flashed. Didn't matter. He just dies. And T1 have Baron with 2 people on. Guess. So they're going to keep the turret alive.
So they still have Otacon.
Oh.
And they're not...
Those 700 gold.
I know.
Dudu is totally fine. Still Scion. And this dragon is up. I think and just try to go for it. No smite available here as Guma's going in. He's got a very nice angle, though, on a Bulldog. They do turn on to Doran, who tries to engage his 80 Nidalee. Not sure about that one. And now he is going to go down. That's first pick going the way of DNF. Life gets low. And then a huge shockwave comes in, but it doesn't deal damage. From the side of Faker, double stun comes in. Guma is desperate to get his game, but he will not be able to. He does his very best, but it's just Hextech Soul potentially here for DNF unless Owner has something to say about it. To try to stop this.
They can't give this, they know. Owner has his ult.
I mean, we're going to see this ult coming in. Owner, they could just probably turn onto him as the fear does come down. Owner's like, I guess I'll just try to hit the dragon. He is doing quite an amount of damage. Might see a little flip here, although the stun goes in and Owner gets it. Somehow, DNF not able to secure it, but still able to pick up 2 kills. And this Scion is so giga-fed.
But, Franks from the Otacon.
Look at this.
The explosion.
They're just pushing. This turret's going to go down. And DNF, they don't get the inhibitor, but at least they get the inhibitor turret.
Stolen resistances, right?
Yeah. All right, they're going to try to go in on the Berserker. The fear is going to land, but they're going extremely deep for this one. Can they take out Berserker? Yes, they can. Guma might have to trade his life for it as down he goes. It's a trade of 80 carries. With Baron on the Rift, DNF will set their sights there. I'm ready. There's a ton of damage already coming in. I mean, they might just be able to zoom this one down. It's just Hextech Soul going aboard. And Owner gets in, but he's late. And okay, that's a nice kill on a Berserker. Maybe an angle here for T1. Bulldog left isolated, has to flash away. He goes down to Faker. An angle here for T1 as it's going to come down to the Fed Scion and the Fed Trundle, but I don't think they have enough.
Not like this!
Not in the 2v5. Massive stun comes down from Dudu, who is unkillable, but Pilsik is very killable. And it looks like T1 may have just done it if they get the Supreme 5-for-0 ace, and that they will. They've got a wave in mid, and even Hextech Soul isn't enough to give DNF the win here in Game 2.
Not like this! Valdez, no!
My beliefs, they're crushed. This is the expected result, though. T1 will get the 2-0 tonight. It was a struggle. It took them 45 minutes to take down DNF here in game number 2. But they do get the 2-0 victory. Again, the expected result. But after watching this game,
these were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.